Hey there, and welcome. You ever get that feeling that all the great investment ideas are some kind of secret, locked away for the Wall Street pros? Well, they're not. Not at all. In fact, they're usually hiding in plain sight. Seriously, in your job, in the stuff you buy, even on your walk to work. So today, we're going to break down exactly where you can start finding them.
So, what do you say? Ready to jump off the sidelines and actually start finding companies that are worth a real look? Awesome. Let's get into it.
All right, before we start to big hunt for ideas, we've got to be super clear on what we're even looking for, right? So let's nail down the absolute basics first.
So, a stock. At the end of the day, it's really just a tiny piece of a business. When you buy a share of a company, let's say Apple, you're not just buying some ticker symbol on a screen. No way. You literally become a part owner of the whole shebang. Their brand, their cool stores, a little slice of all their profits. It's really that simple.
And the stock market? Well, that's just the giant marketplace where this all happens. You've got investors on one side, people like you and me, who are looking to make their money grow. And on the other side, you have these companies that need that money, that capital, to do big things, like build new factories, hire more people, or invent the next cool gadget. It's this incredible cycle that keeps the whole economy chugging along.
Okay, basics are down. Now for the main event. Where in the world do these great investment ideas actually come from? We're about to look at 6 really practical places you can start digging, like today.
You know, the single best place to start is your own life. Seriously, think about your job. That's your expert edge. If you're a doctor, you get the pharmaceutical world way better than the rest of us. If you're a data scientist, you know what's really happening with AI. But it's not just your job. Just look around you. The brands in your fridge, the apps on your phone, that new store downtown that always has a line out the door, these are all breadcrumbs, potential investment ideas just sitting there, waiting for you to notice.
Of course, there's always the news. Reading about a breakthrough technology or a booming industry can definitely spark an idea. But, and this is a big but, there's a really critical distinction we have to make here.
And here it is. Use the media to find the idea, but please do not use it to analyze the idea. Why? Because news articles are so often just hype, just short-term noise. Your job is to grab that initial nugget of an idea, and then you got to step away from the headlines and do your own homework, your own real research.
Okay, what about that hot stock tip from a friend? We've all been there. The key is, don't just blindly follow it. Instead, treat it like a clue. Ask them, okay, why this company? And use their answer as the jumping-off point for your own digging. Now, if you want something a bit more professional, check out brokerage reports. These things are just packed with super detailed info from actual analysts.
But here's the trick to using those reports smartly. You want to zero in on the facts. All that great data, the industry analysis, the raw company info. What do you ignore? The final opinion. The buy or sell recommendation, the price targets, forget them. Basically, steal all their hard work, their research, but make up your own mind.
Okay, so now you've got an idea. Awesome. But how do you know if it's any good? Let's talk about the toolkit you need to turn that little spark of an idea into a solid, informed decision.
Your first stop is almost always going to be a financial data website. Think something like Morningstar. These sites are amazing. They give you this high-level snapshot of a company's financial health. In just a few clicks, you can see their sales, their profits, all the key numbers in one spot. It is an absolutely essential first step.
Now, you're going to see a bunch of acronyms on these sites, stuff like PE or ROC. Don't let your eyes glaze over. They're not as scary as they look. They're just simple tools, ratios, that help you compare one company to another. For example, a PE ratio just tells you how expensive a stock is compared to how much money it's making. These numbers help you start asking the really important questions, like, is this company actually more profitable than its competitors? Or is this stock a bargain right now? And listen, you do not need a fancy finance degree to figure this stuff out. There's a really simple, common-sense framework that anyone, and I mean anyone, can use to analyze a company pretty effectively. It really all boils down to 3 basic questions. Number 1, do you actually get what this company does? Like, could you explain it to a friend without stumbling? Number 2, what's happening in its industry? Is the whole sector growing, or is it on its way out? You want to be on a rising tide, right? Not swimming against it. And finally, number 3, what's their secret sauce? What is their competitive advantage that makes them better than everyone else trying to do the same thing?
And you know what the best part is? This doesn't have to become your entire life. You don't need to quit your job and become a full-time analyst, okay? Just try to set aside a few hours a week to dig into one company. It's all about being consistent, not about being intense.
Because at the end of the day, all the research in the world can only get you so far.
The absolute best teacher is just experience. You have to be in the market. Some of your ideas will work out great, and you know what? Others won't, and that's okay. The market itself gives you the feedback you need to learn and get better over time.
So, we've talked about where to look, what tools you can use, and even a simple way to structure your research. Really, the only thing left to do is to take that first step. So my question for you is, what's the first company you're going to look into? Your journey starts right now.